Can this altcoin project with only 2.5 million coins in circulation overtake Chainlink to become the #1 decentralized Oracle protocol? A 500% return over the last 9 weeks can't be overlooked, and that is what the associated altcoin of this project has just achieved, while the rest of the altcoin market has traded sideways. So today we are on another deep dive through the depths of the crypto industry to see if this new altcoin has the potential to outpace its competitors, or see if this recent price rally is just nothing more than hot air. And the decentralized Oracle protocol that I'm going to be covering in this video today is called Tellor. As always, to analyze this project accurately, I've been through Tellor's latest white paper, its website, its history, its tokenomics, and price analysis to save you potentially hours of time in your decision on whether or not to place your investment capital into this altcoin. All that I ask in return is that you hit the like button down below and subscribe to the channel if you enjoy the content. And before diving in, if you have any altcoins that you would like reviewing in these deep dives, let me know in the comments. But until that point, let's dive into the growing world of Tellor. As with any project, to understand Tellor, we need to understand what the overall mission of the project is. What is it trying to achieve? And reading the documentation section of Tellor's website, it is clear that Tellor is throwing its hat into the same ring as Chainlink. And for those that might not be aware, what ring exactly is that? In order for most decentralized applications to work, such as decentralized exchanges like Uniswap, lending and borrowing protocols like Aave and Compound, or even insurance protocols like Nexus Mutual, they need data from the outside world in order to fulfill smart contracts. In the case of lending and borrowing protocols, it might be live price data, or in the case of insurance protocols, it might be the outcome of a certain event. So it is the job of oracles to provide real-world off-chain data to ensure that on-chain smart contracts inside decentralized applications can be executed. Now, why do they need to be decentralized? Well, it's best if they are decentralized because it means that there isn't a single point of failure. If you have a network of operators checking and verifying data all of the time, even if one of those drops out, the network can still continue to run. It also means that all data sent across the network can be verified by multiple people, ensuring that fraudulent data doesn't slip through. It basically ensures that the data is transparent and can be trusted. So, in a nutshell, as mentioned on their website, Tellor wants to make sure that the data can be submitted by anyone, verified by anyone, and accessed by anyone. But here's the big question. How does this network differ from the likes of Chainlink, the king of oracles at this moment in time? What makes this project different that might mean it can take market share away? And to answer that, we need to take a look at how Tellor works. The Tellor network is made up of a network of incentivized reporters. These reporters are nodes within the network that do the work of collecting and verifying data. To become a reporter, each user must lock up a certain amount of the associated crypto, which in this case of Tellor is TRB. So a user on a blockchain protocol needs some form of information. As we've already mentioned, this could be price data, some form of a prediction, or the outcome of an event. The user submits a request to the Tellor network and the user adds a tip. All reporters in the network see the data request with the attached tip and can begin finding the required information. The fastest reporter updates Tellor's on-chain database and gets the tip that the user submitted. Now, this is all fine as long as the reporter submits data correctly. But what if that doesn't happen? Well, in that scenario, anyone can lock up TRB tokens to dispute the verified data. The disputed data is then reviewed over the following 48 hours by those with TRB staked in the network. If the data is correct, the one disputing the data loses their staked TRB. But if the data happens to be incorrect, the reporter that supplied the data initially gets their staked TRB slashed, and that is sent to the person that disputed the claim. This mechanism basically ensures that it is in the best interests of everyone to supply valid and accurate data. So based on all of this, as far as I understand it, this system differs from Chainlink in a few key ways that we need to be aware of. The first is that Tellor relies on a network of staked TRB holders to provide data. In comparison, Chainlink uses more off-chain and enterprise data sources. Secondly, Tellor has an on-chain dispute resolution system that we've just described that allows for data points to be challenged. Chainlink doesn't have a native dispute mechanism. And then finally, Chainlink is a centralized protocol. In comparison, Tellor is controlled by a decentralized autonomous organization, a DAO. This means any changes to the protocol must be voted on by all TRB stakeholders. So it does look like the Tellor network has some mechanisms in place to offer some differentiation from Chainlink. But what about the team behind the project? Well, Tellor was founded by Brenda Lawyer, Nick Fett, and Michael Zemrose in 2019, and the team wanted to address what they saw as an Oracle problem on the Ethereum blockchain. They wanted to provide a truly decentralized solution. Now, all three appear to have backgrounds in the blockchain space, which is great to see. And the CEO, Brendan Lawyer, also has a background in the government, working over 8 years for the Bureau of Labor Statistics and 2 years in the US Department of Labor. And what's good to see is that the team have been going to work and expanding during the bear market. According to the reflections on the first half of 2023, in the first half of 2023, the Tellor network expanded to other EVM chains, including the Gnosis chain, Arbitrum, Optimism, and Filecoin, and it also received funding to work on non-EVM chains such as Cadena and Polkadot. So the project also seems to share a strong backing team, but now we come to the tokenomics section of this video. Do the tokenomics of the associated TRB token add up? Is it a case of 1 + 1 = 2 here? Or in the case of so many other projects, is it a case of 1 + 1 = 3? So the associated coin of the project, as we've said, is TRB, and the price of TRB currently stands at $56.46 at the time of shooting this video. The market cap of the coin stands at just under $140 million, which places it in the micro cap category of altcoin projects. The total supply of coins stands at 2.53 million, and almost all of those are currently in circulation. So it would appear that future dilution for the TRB token shouldn't be too much of a problem. However, with that being said, it's definitely worth mentioning that there is no maximum supply of TRB tokens. Based on my research and what I found, I think the supply is designed to increase as a function of the base reward paid to reporters. In addition to that, the coin was launched with no initial coin offering and no pre-mine, which is good to see. So this all sounds great. Unfortunately, there was a bit of a red flag when it came to looking into the tokenomics of this project. I couldn't find any material on how the token was initially distributed between different elements of the team, such as early investors, the team itself, marketing, that kind of thing. There's no mention in the white paper or on the website or on socials or even on forums. If anyone does have any details on this, please let me know in the comments, because I would love to see how that distribution worked. But the fact that it wasn't obvious concerned me even more when I found out a potential reason as to why we've seen this recent price rally on the TRB token. The token has increased by 500% over the last 9 weeks. And this leads me into the risks section that we all need to understand regarding the Tellor project. Colin Wu, a well-known crypto reporter in the space, tweeted on September the 17th explaining that a single whale using 3 associated addresses withdrew a total of 872,600 TRB, which is currently worth $116 million US. And that was extracted from exchanges since August the 30th, and that accounts for 34.5% of the circulating supply. Now, it's important to remember that if tokens are withdrawn from exchanges, this leads to less liquidity in the market, which can result in fast moves, such as the one that we've just witnessed. And then when you start to look at the supply distribution through TRB's contract address, it starts to ring a few alarm bells. As we can see on the token's contract address here on Etherscan, we can see that the largest holder is Binance, and that's okay. But then the second largest holder, which isn't associated with any form of smart contract, is holding 17% of the total supply. The subsequent 5 addresses after that are also holding the largest proportions of supply too. Between these wallets, these account for 33.5% of the total supply, split between 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different wallet addresses. Another way to look at this is through the Bubble Maps website. So here we can see that the top wallet there, circled, second largest, third largest, fourth largest, fifth largest, and sixth largest wallets. These are the wallets that contain 33.5% of the total supply. So that's the first risk for me. A small number of whales hold a huge amount of the token supply, which, as we've already seen, looks like it's being used to manipulate price slightly and could be used for that in the future. The second risk for Tellor then lies with competition. There are several competitors in the decentralized Oracle niche, Chainlink being the dominant one, but we also have Band Protocol and API 3. The risk here is that Tellor fails to steal market share away from Chainlink and the other competitors. So far, I don't believe the network has been adopted by that many decentralized applications, and certainly nowhere near in the same realm as Chainlink. I think Liquidity is an application that's using it, potentially a few forks of that across other different blockchains. But at the end of the day, if it's not adopted by decentralized applications and therefore there is no demand for the TRB token, the price of TRB will suffer. So we come to the closing thoughts section of the video. What do I think of Tellor and TRB? Will it be added to my altcoin watch list? Well, as always, the answer to this depends on your own individual risk profile and situation. In no way, shape, or form is any of this financial advice. Every project that you invest in, you need to do your own research on so that you can define your own convictions. But for me personally, I won't be adding Tellor to my shortlist at this moment in time, and that's purely due to the undisclosed initial distribution of tokens and the potential price manipulation we've seen from larger whales, which is a real shame because from what I've seen of the project, I think the project is really good. I like the decentralized aspects that help it to differentiate itself from Chainlink, but to have so much of the token supply held with such a small number of whales, come on. If the price were to fall back to all-time lows and the TRB coin could be picked up with much lower risk, maybe it then becomes more of an opportunity, but not at this moment in time. I will, however, be doing a price prediction for where the TRB token could reach based on the historical price action of Chainlink. So once I have shot that video, I'll put a link to that right here. If you have enjoyed this video and you want more detailed insights on all things crypto related, then I would love to have you as a subscriber on my 80/20 crypto newsletter. The vision there is to provide as much crypto investing value per word as possible, and importantly, onboard the next 1 million users safely into the world of crypto. It would be amazing if you could join us and be part of that journey. So I'll leave a link to the newsletter down below. As always, don't put more money into a crypto project than you can afford to lose. Crypto is definitely not a get-rich-quick scheme and should be considered amongst a variety of other investments. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.